and the intense prayer. I know a lot of people are gearing up. We're such a spiritual people, and particularly for the Christian folks, there's a lot of prayers into the new year. There's a lot of crossover night talks going on. Whatever the plan is, however you intend to move from the 2024 calendar year into the 2025 calendar year, well, I just hope that you have a fine, fantastic, amazing time doing it. And I saw a lot of memes on social media where people are saying, oh, let me stuff my face. Let me eat as much as I can, because there'll be a lot of fasting. There'll be a lot of prayers starting the new year, which is almost like a tradition, mostly for Christians, though, where there's either a 7-day prayer and fasting, or a 21-day prayer and fasting, or 40 days prayer and fasting to just start off the year. It's now become a tradition. I don't know if they do it in other parts of the world, but in Nigeria, it's almost a tradition in a lot of the churches where they want to call for that spiritual awakening to starting the year. See, whatever flies your kite, whatever gives you that pump of hope and sort of enthusiasm to facing the year and energizes you and just give you that confidence that everything is going to be okay, just carries you. Go for it, my brother, my sister. Anything that flies your kite works for me. All right, as long as you're not encroaching in someone else's space. Pray, fast, do the right thing, start off well. If it's a resolution that works for you, then by all means go ahead. But I don't want to hear 15th of January now like, hey, we move 2026, we start all over again. No, sir. Be disciplined. All right. We know a lot of you that didn't hold up to your end of, the promise you made to yourself in 2024. All of those resolutions that you made and promises you made. I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to pray more. I'm going to be early. I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get that degree. And you did not. It's okay. We listen, but we don't judge. But we're judging you from next year if you fail to live up to those promises made to yourself. Don't judge yourself, we'll judge you. All right? Just kidding. Just be nice to yourself and do better. That's all I can say. Welcome to the show. My name is Kimberly Wachko. Call me Kim, the Oracle, the digital Oracle, that is. OTF, the fellow Ochanya One Madam Speaker. And I'll say yes to them all. I'll be here till 7. And to just give you a quick heads up, starting from next year, I will not be saying till 7 anymore. Yeah, but you get to find out when I would say till then, all right? But things will change a little, but I promise you it is for the best. Every change that comes will be for the better. It'll be something like, why didn't you change this thing all this while? Why now? You might not say that, but it'll be for the better. That's all I can say for now. So welcome to the show. Let's get started looking at some of the big stories driving conversation today. And then would also get to look more at the big stories of 2024. We said off yesterday, but you know what? We played a clip between Odili and Wike, the former Rivers State governor, and the former Rivers State governor, who is now FCT minister. And he kind of like stole the thunder of that particular segment. Everything we wanted to say, everyone just focused on this. I'm not going to make that mistake today. Such a rookie mistake to make yesterday. So today we're going to focus on some of the big stories for the year 2024. And I listened in on the Sunnyside show where you were all projecting the goodies and what to expect for 2025 and whatnot is a good one. We've got that covered. So we'll just do a quick recap of the year and do other stuff like eyewitness reports before we wrap up the show today. So if you're ready, I am ready. Let's get started on the big stories. All All right. Thank you so much. And yes, there's been so much talk about the Warri Refinery. We talked about it a lot yesterday, and we've now established that he has about 60% working capacity for the Warri Refinery. There was a sample we even played. So during the tour, when we had the managers and the NNPC speak as to what the expectation is, and hope for the future, that how would hope to export refined petrol also in Nigeria, and a lot of people are positive that to drive down the price of petrol. Pobolo, the governor of Edo State, has said that it is a New Year gift for Nigerians. I don't know if you consider it a gift, but I must say it's a good way to wrap up 2024 to saying that another refinery is up and running and functional at this point in time. All right, then. So, looking at some of the stories, we'll be looking also at recaps. I bet you followed the accident. Well, that one is a major tragic one that happened in South Korea, where the plane landed, but apparently there was some major technical problem, or the landing gear didn't come out or was spoiled or something. And when I saw the plane land, the video I saw, well, I knew, I already heard the news that sadly, say for 2 people, every person on that plane, ill-fated plane, died. But it landed, and you'd have thought, all right, since it touched the ground, perhaps, it would have saved the day, run into something to just cushion or the impact of the fall and all of that. But I know it doesn't work that way. We've had one too many air crashes, not in Nigeria alone, around the world. I mean, in December alone, I followed the one that happened in Azerbaijan, I think, that they were accusing Russia of firing at them, and Russia saying, no, it's a bird that caused it. And then there was also one in Australia. I think they all happened about in December also. And then this one in South Korea was such a disturbing one because it landed, and it was because of the runway, just, went into the runway, and they had this barricade in front. So a lot of analysts were saying if the barricade was in there, just maybe it would have lived. But I think it's something they definitely would have to go back and look into, to saying, is it poor planning? As much as they want to interrogate from the black box and whatever it is using, interrogating plane crashes to establishing the facts of the accident, because we're talking about a lot of people dying, and it's not something you just want to sweep under the carpet. There's a lot of investigation that will be done. So for them in South Korea, just must have been a rough end to the year 2024. I mean, on the show, we're talking about how they've impeached 2 presidents in a month. They impeached the first one, who called for declared a state of emergency. Then the acting president came. He didn't spend 2 seconds. He just breathed in oxygen, and next thing, like, oh yeah, carbon dioxide, be gone. And they impeached him. And there's a third guy there, and he has to deal with this at this point in time. And I tell you, his job is hanging by a thread at this point in time, because they also have issues with him. Really interesting what's going on in South Korea. But for us, we've been lucky, no such tragic air accident. However, we've dealt with quite a number of boat-related accidents in the country that we should pay attention to. That takes a lot of lives also. Yeah, 2024, we followed the news, and there were just one too many of them. Enough for even our president to put out statements, and the statement including, investigating, interrogating. We had ministers and relevant agencies that were going to look into it to see how we can revert some of these preventable boat accidents. After the tragic boat mishaps in 2023 that claimed over 300 lives, one would ordinarily expect swift action to address the disaster. Unfortunately, the situation only worsened. The Nigerian waterways have gradually turned into death trap, claiming the lives of countless innocent citizens who are simply trying to make a living or go about their daily activities. Now, looking at the breakdown that the cable put together, in 2024, about 326 persons died from boat mishaps, with Niger and Kwara State having the highest number of casualties of 92 and 90 respectively. Now, why this figure does not exhaustively represent both accidents in the country below, they gave a timeline of reported incident from January to December. From January to December, we have Niger State about 92, Kwara 90, Zamfara 41, Bayelsa 21, Rivers 20, Benue 20 people died, Anambra 13, Lagos 10, Delta 5, Sokoto, Taraba, Nasarawa, Jigawa also recorded different boat accidents. So, it was so detailed as to from the 8th of January to as at last month, just detailing how all of this happened, and it doesn't look like we're paying enough attention to, because we're looking at the number of people who've died from this. I know, yes, we have the road safety. They take stock of roads. They tell you if the number is increasing or declining and all of that. But when it comes to tragic boat accidents in Nigeria, we've not paid as much attention to it as such. It just feels like the numbers come. I remember the one that happened was in 2023. The number was so staggering as to the number of people that died, 70 something. And then this year you think, oh, well, would find perhaps maybe policies or ways to addressing it, or maybe because of the kind of people that travel. I know for Niger and Kwara State, it's usually people within certain neighboring villages. You hear they went for a wedding somewhere, and the easiest way to get back to their villages and their home is to go by the ferry, the boat. I remember when that biker woman came to Nigeria, forgetting that her name, the one that exposed the police officers that led to their sack when they were saying anything for us or give us money, that particular one. And so there was in one of her videos, because I followed her quite a lot this year, particularly after the police incident, where she was traveling from Niger State to, I think, trying to connect in some community there. And she had to go with like a makeshift ferry. It looked really, really unstable. And that one's even a stable one. Oh. Then they had other side people who go with like a makeshift boat with no live, the floaters or life jacket and the likes of it. And then people travel with children also. So it tells you that we haven't paid quite enough attention to it, maybe because of the caliber of people who travel through this means. If it was a plane crash, I'm sure we'll pay attention to it, because this number is also high. So let's hope in 2025 that Nigeria will be a bit more deliberate as to how people travel by waterway in Nigeria, because we're losing a lot of lives traveling by boat, by canoe, in Nigeria. Lagos State is even a bit more sophisticated, has had its own fair share of accident, but the number, well, it doesn't get as staggering as what you get coming from Niger State and Kwara State. Last year, this year, I think Niger State, Kwara State took the chunk of it when it comes to both mishaps and accidents, and even Zamfara State also. Riverine areas, you get to get that report, but I'm particularly shocked that even this year again, Niger State boat accident report is very, very high in Kwara. So the government of these areas, in line with the relevant ministry, should come together and see what they can do better, because a lot of Nigerians travel by boat, by canoe in Nigeria. It's easier for them, it's shorter for them than to go interstate to get back to their community. A lot of communities in this country that have no proper road network. It's terrible traveling to some communities. I mean, I remember when I visited one community, when I went to a page initiative, and it was to do a report about people who were displaced. They were so far cut off from civilization. I was wondering, how do you even move? Like, there was no defined road that people travel, and then you get to a thriving community with a lot of people. No government presence whatsoever. We need to do better. We need to do better for road and water transportation in the country, as much as we're calling for better road network, better transportation by road in Nigeria. So that's one important story to look at for this year. If you're interested in this, feel free to call me up. And just to let you know, starting from next year, the Roundtable would turn to 1 hour, focus on the big 3 stories, and we'll give you all the 3 stories at once, so that whichever you want to comment on, you want to talk about, you can just get at it, instead of the way we start with one and build on the other. I think that would be a lot better. A lot of people have requested for that also. 0700 951 0000. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, you are welcome.
Good afternoon. Sorry, is that good afternoon?
I understand your excitement, sir. You're super excited. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Auntie Kim. My name is Musa from Kimberly.
Welcome, Musa from Ghent Village.
Happy Xmas and your recent birthday celebration.
Thank you, sir.
I didn't see Keko. I hope you travel to Kaduna. First, let Mama do swallow. Right on.
Thank you very much.
I just called to greet you. Me, I don't tire with Nigeria problems. But really? I have a dream. My own is not prophecy. I have a dream that in 2025, Kim will become the General Manager, Public Affairs Department, NNPCL, inshallah. That is my dream, and my dream not a lie. My dream, my own not the professor. My dream always come to reality.
It's
so
okay.
When you reach here, always remember to buy me Lipton.
In short, you might as well just give me your account number ahead of time before I get there. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, sir. And thanks for your good wishes. All right. So 0700 951 0000. Talk where I see you. It's difficult to get through to the station. I love Kim's wrap up. Okay. That is it for today or for yesterday? Talk where? For yesterday, let me scroll down. Okay. Drum roll. Talk where I see you. Welcome to the show. And let's take this one quickly. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Good afternoon. This is Emenike Charles calling from PW.
Emenike Charles, talk to us.
All right. I'm really concerned about what you're discussing, what you're talking about today, this afternoon. It has really touched me. You understand? Because our government needs to put more effort in all the means of transportation in this country, actually. More especially the canoe and the people who travel by water, people who travel by land. Our roads are not even properly in order, in good shape. Most times, you see that's why you hear road accidents happening here and there. And also by waterways, also they need to make proper put measures in place, policy in place that nobody should travel by waterways without properly guarded.
All right.
What does the new Amstel Malta Sleek Can look like? Slick, draped in red and gold. And the taste? Rich and so satisfying.
Amstel Malta, made with premium quality ingredients. Now in a sleek can.
Still listening? Go get yours.
With Amstel Malta, there is always more. Be your best.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
All right. I apologize. You are welcome. Good afternoon.
My name is Salasi, calling you right now from the city of Ibadan.
Salasi, what's happening in Ibadan?
Yes, I'm in Ibadan.
All right.
I want to talk about this bus mishap. Honestly, I think something needs to be done about that. It should be compulsory that whoever, most especially the people operating this bus, need to, they shouldn't give them license if they don't have life jackets. See, I have used this area from Benue to contact Katina Ala, coming towards Oshongo, the other side of Benue. And I've seen use that boat, ferry from Ibi, from Taraba to that Ibi. So I think something needs to be done. When you calculate the number of people being lost every day, and this thing keep reoccurring and reoccurring because we don't have big men, just like what you rightly say. It's just because it's not like a plane crash that we have the higher and mighty in it. But these are the people from the villages, the local, the people that go for wedding, the people that go for Modi, the people that go for one party or the other. These are the people that lost their life, or the people that go to the market. Even in this Niger State, the number of people losing their life in Niger State is so alarming. I think something needs to be done. The government must treat us that you, before you oppress anything, or something like that. Even in Lagos, you must use life jacket. I don't know how much that life jacket costs. As a journalist, please investigate to let us know.
Well, for every form of transportation, you have to have your safety measures in place. It doesn't matter how expensive it is, as long as that's going to be one way you're transporting a lot of people or even one person, you should ensure that some of the basics are in place, and that is one of it. And then perhaps maybe the trained people to help. See, these accidents happen everywhere. We talked about South Korea and the plane crash. I know was it 2 years back, they also had a boat accident where school children were being ferried when they were going on an excursion or something, and it capsized. All of them died. A good number of them didn't have their floaters, their life jacket. The main captain of the boat, I think it was the only person who survived it, or a handful of children also. They had to charge him at the end of the day. You carry children and you don't have some of these things in place. How did you survive and they didn't? So there's a lot of questions to answer at that point in time. I think that level of responsibility need to be on the people who have this form of transportation. Ignorance cannot be an excuse, particularly if we're using people in significant numbers. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Auntie.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes. My name is Gideon. Tony Sankatanke.
Gideon, good to hear from you.
Yeah. It's so pathetic to hear some kind of numbers of people that are dying. It's very, very unfortunate. And we have Minister of Transportation in this country. You can imagine the kind of number of people that are dying. Those are human beings. Wow. It's so sad. It's so sad.
Indeed it is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And let me see, Kimo, yesterday, today's greeting, Happy New Year, says Tokwe. Thank you very much, sis. My dear sister, what inspired me? I think this one is for earlier. All right. Sincerely, my dear sister, we're very poor in management in Nigeria. I want to believe that some people are happy seeing disaster befall Nigerians by not doing what is expected of them. I think the people in charge of safety in Nigeria are not doing anything other than, okay. Oludade Abiodu, some people can be incompetent does not translate to the fact that they were stealing. Incompetence is a problem also. We're not doing the job as much as, but we can't say because they're incompetent, it automatically means that they are stealing from the purse of the country. All right. But thank you for your comment. Now let's go on to another story. And this time, the Defense Headquarters is talking tough to someone like Turuji, who they say is a walking dead. Turuji is one of those most wanted individuals that we've been wanting to get a hold of for a very long time. And I don't know, every now and again, he kind of like grants interview or is in the news, giving his own side of the story. The military high command has said that wanted and notorious terrorist commander Bello Turuji, who recently threatened to attack some community in Zamfara state unless his brother and others arrested by troops are released, is a dead man walking. Now, this is just as the military disclosed that those disputing the military's precision bombing of the Lakurawa terrorist enclave, killing their members and collaborators, are engaging in terrorist propaganda. Major General Edward Buba, Director of Defense Media Operation, who made this known, said, from January to date, the 31st of December 2024, over 1,000 terrorist leaders and commanders, as well as their replacement, have been eliminated in several operations. And we assure you that a similar fate awaits others, include Bello Turuji. Now, indeed, Bello Turuji is merely a dead man walking. It would be insulting to try to join issues and words with a terrorist. Before him, there were other terrorists who boasted that they would deal with security forces. Today, they are all taking out. We will do the same with other terrorist leaders like him. And I'm confirming to you that we've buried many of them in the battlefield because that is their date. So, the remaining one, including Bello Turuji, are dead men walking. Now, for those disputing the Christmas Day bombing of the Lakurawa's terrorist group enclave and killing of their collaborators, this is what I will say. The first casualty of war is the truth, is always the first casualty. So it shouldn't be surprising that terrorists or their collaborators are saying things contrary to what really happened to what we say. Because we shouldn't be taking the words of terrorists over our security agents, should we? I remember the height of Boko Haram. It was such a difficult time for Nigerians, such that the military would put out a statement, and then you would get the terrorist putting out their own statement. I promise you I've forgotten the name of that Boko Haram guy, Shekau. He came back too fast. I'd have been happy if he stayed longer than maybe like a minute. And then he will put his own propaganda out. And on social media, you get people who take Shekau's propaganda over what the military is saying. It was disturbing on so many levels because how did we get to the point where if the government says we've neutralized, we've cleared, and people say we don't believe you because the terrorist said you haven't done that, we should be taking the word of the government. But the thing is, the reality tells a different story. You know, there are all kinds of sides to a story. You get the government side, the terrorist side, and the side of the truth that people can relate with, the reality they see on ground. Now, if you say we've cleared them, we've neutralized them, and then they say, oh, you haven't done that, and 2 seconds later, they're moving a lot of people, they're bombing communities and attacking, the reality would be what the people are going through and experiencing. That middle point is what the people will connect with more. And it's usually tilted to the fact like, oh, government, you betrayed our trust. These people were right after all. And that's why information management is really, really important. There needs to be that fine balance to saying, we want to give you that hope and optimism, but we're not going to sway you far from the truth so that you don't think us a liar at the end of the day. We had a difficult period in our country, even balancing the right information to a point that it felt as if there was a media blackout reporting security, the true picture of it in the country. I'm glad that we've gone past those very dark days to a point where we're getting to see people connect with the reality of what is being said by security agents to saying, indeed, we see it. Sokoto State was a classic example when that bombing of the community happened. Now, the government was aggrieved, the people were vexed, but they did admit that indeed the military had performed incredibly before the unfortunate bombing that the military has said, well, it's not altogether how you say it. It was the negligence of whatever. He said, she said, people died and the community was, people were killed. And nobody wants to hear who's blamed. We should ensure it doesn't happen again. And that's why a lot of people are calling for a probe and an interrogation because we can't lose people in numbers and just wave it away as a casualty of war. No, sir. One too many. Within the walls of the country, unacceptable number. The figures are just too high. So I hope that we can find a way to just, dial down that number significantly. So coming back to this particular one, the military is saying what they're saying, and given the fact that they've recorded some success, and we've seen a lot of the terrorist heads and leaders and enclaves neutralized and killed, it is believable that Turuji Bello is a dead man walking. Doesn't matter what he says at this point in time. And I don't get to see a lot of Nigerians, even on social, saying, oh, government, we don't believe you. Because the results are in, and it proves that we're working, we're neutralizing, even though it's not altogether zero. But the numbers are proving that indeed, and even though we do have more threat, my even though is becoming a lot because it feels like I want to say this, but I also do not want to, deflect from the reality of what some parts of the country is still going. We're not saying the threat is gone completely, but we're saying we've recorded some success in the fight against, banditry, insurgency, kidnapping for ransom or whatever in Nigeria as at today. It's not all clear, but it's a lot better from where we were before. And we can only continue to hope for the best. So that's what they're saying, and their efforts, they will continue with it. And appealing to Nigerians not to listen to too much of the terrorist propaganda. Don't fill your head with their nonsense. So let's just stay positive that we are on the winning side through the military. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Kim.
Talk to us.
Yeah, this is Ola the Indomitable, calling from Central Area presently.
All right, Ola the Indomitable.
Yeah, I think one of my resolutions for next year is to, if I still want to continue to speak on radio or on the public.
You are planning to go. No. See, bring that resolution out and cancel that place that says no more speaking on radio. Cancel it now. Remove it. It is not a worthy resolution.
The Oracle, you didn't allow me to land.
I would not allow you land as long as you plan not to continue to contribute. What would we do without you, man?
No, what I said, what I actually intended to say is this. maybe one of my resolutions is to place less emphasis on talking about government feelings.
Okay.
And then, I'll concentrate more on our attitude towards life as a people.
You know what? You will love a new segment we're introducing, because we're going to focus one segment of the show to looking at the way forward, solution-based conversation. You would love that. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, as much as, to blame the government various governments, be it at the regional or subnational or at federal level, for their feelings or for not living up to their billings. What about the attitude of Nigerians towards life generally? Now, let me start with this boat hazard you just made mention of. Now, you see, let me start with these boat operators. We just want to place so much emphasis on making money, making profit. As against them, I'm trying as much as possible to secure the lives of the people that use their transport services.
Yeah.
Do you understand? These people, they won't go whole hog to acquire life-saving equipment so as to prevent some of this accident. They won't do that. All the emphasis is on how much they're going to make at the end of the day. This thing applies to, the other time wasn't about 2 days ago, we were talking about the accident that happened maybe in the eastern part of the country that involved two vehicles on collision. Do you understand? And they said, as soon as those vehicles had the accident, they went up in flames. And I could remember saying that there was every possibility that those vehicles actually had petroleum stored in some of them. I've seen that here in Abuja. I've seen that, so for some of us who are on food vouching, you do understand, we go by these commercial vehicles. The commercial drivers in Abuja store petrol in jerry cans and put it in their own vehicle. Is that not called for hazard? Do you understand? Do you need to teach? Do you need to talk to a vehicle, a commercial vehicle operator that you don't need to do that? Any slight collision will just make the vehicle to go in flames. But they will not listen. They will not listen. Yeah, I'd had encounters with them. The one of them that I spoke with, the vehicle stopped on the road, and then before you know what was happening, the guy went to the back and started putting brake road. Where did they get it from? From the jerry can. And I said, man, you're not supposed to be doing it. You know what he told me?
All right.
He said, how do you expect me to manage my fuel? Do you understand? So I know there's so much to talk about this. The attitude of Nigerians towards life, we just have to be very, very careful. Everything is not about making profit. Let's think about our own livelihood first. Thank you very much, and keep.
Thank you very much. I appreciate. And go rework that resolution of yours, sir. We need to hear more of you in 2025. Hello.
Hello, Kim.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
Afternoon, Kim.
Good afternoon.
This is Prophet Michael Chimoke.
We're listening, Prophet Michael. Go ahead.
Kim. I wish you well, Kim. I wish you well in everything you do.
Amen. I wish you same, my brother.
Yeah. You have to manage resources that is coming our way, but you are refusing it. Anyway, God will put you to manage it.
Okay.
Hello?
I can hear you, Prophet Michael. Keep talking.
Yes. God will put you to. You must come and manage these resources coming our way, King. Let me go to what you brought out for us today on terrorism. Let's go down memory lane. Before 2015 election, a particular person told us that if he doesn't win this election, election of 2015, the baboons will come out from the bush to suck blood. Who are the baboons?
What are you talking about? Because I need to be sure that we're on track, the conversation, because you're taking us somewhere else.
I want to, bring out this, then I talk more about it. Hello?
All right. What story do you want to focus on, Prophet Michael? My
are
head.
talking about terrorists and all this.
Okay, all right.
I'm focused on what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know you know what you're saying, but skip the backstory and just go forward. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. If we must survive in this country, we must stop the bloodshed. Killing people. God frowns at people being killed. God doesn't like wasting blood. The more blood is wasted, the more God is judging people by sending his own arsenal to war against people. Let's have that in mind in case we don't know.
All right, Prophet.
God runs with emotion, but we don't know that God runs with emotion. He runs with emotion.
Okay,
when we
all
are
right.
Happy.
All right.
He runs with emotion.
Prophet Michael. Prophet Michael.
Let's know that.
Prophet Michael, thank you. You took us to a realm that is outside the boundary of what we're talking about right now. Let's stay S-bound and just leave.
The realm is very important.
No, but for this conversation, just.
No, because I'll attack you for real before I come physical. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got Willie Admit in the studio. We're streaming live. You can go check her out if you don't know who she is. Yes, we're live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja on Facebook, at Nigeria Info Abuja on YouTube. Talking about YouTube, Nas J is on YouTube saying, welcome on board, Kim. Watching live from Warri in Delta State, Inua. Abraham, that's Nas J, yeah? And it is very difficult to regulate water transportation, especially in rural areas. Government presence is not... you don't see government presence in most rural areas, which is true. From in terms of their governance, in terms of policing and all of that, very few government presence. But when it comes to campaign and election, I don't know how they do the groundwork. They get there, but after that, pew, they disappear. We're talking about road water transportation accident for the year 2024. Over 300 people. And we're wondering why we're not paying enough attention to see how we can reduce the number of people who travel by road, by canoe, and all of that in Nigeria. From Niger to Zamfara to Bayelsa to Cross River State, we get a lot of this reported in the news. 2023 was huge. I was thinking we're going to be very deliberate, but looking at the numbers coming for 2024, a lot of these road water accidents still happen.
Kim, I think the challenge is coming from, yes, I know the government has a role to play, and we the citizens, we also have a role to play. And another thing that is also causing this thing is poverty and greed. Also has a role to play. For example, yes, because of poverty, they don't have access materials. The materials are too expensive for them to buy, to do whatever they want. Yes, life jacket and the rest of them. Then the so-called boat or flying boat, whatever kind of...
the one in Niger State, which one be flying boat? They have like this big makeshift.
No, they get somewhere they get flying boat. If you get money, if you hire that one. So you understand? So once the money is not there, they cannot get a better one. They cannot repair even the one they have. Then even if somebody did to fund that particular thing, somebody did, they die the money. So you just said something now. How come when campaign comes, they know all these places? Because there's always a middleman. There's always a middleman that knows that place. So that middleman has always been there doing all the choppings. So when campaign come, you know where you go carry and go, you know what they go tell those people them. Then after the campaign, they goes. You don't need already chopping money. But after the campaign, he doesn't care. So that's why I said, yes, poverty has its own role, then two, greed. Everybody just wants job. Nobody wants to do anything.
I was thinking we were going to talk about the greed of overloading some of the boats, because you see a boat that it shouldn't take more than perhaps maybe 10, 20
It's the same thing we're talking about.
It's overloaded. You see Okada on top, you see people, you see goats.
Yes, okay, let me just put a poverty mentality.
Okay.
Poverty mentality is also there. Okay, this person, you're supposed to take 10 people, but because you want to make more money, you take 20 people. Okay, what if, let's say that is the only boat going for that day? So what do you go do? You go pack everybody with that available. Now, if you tell the other people, wait for the next boat. I'll go wait till there, now see space there, now I want to enter now. Human mindset and greed, poverty, the only available boats, the only available this. Nigeria, we don't know what to be safety until something happens.
Like this issue of market getting burnt and the rest of them. I've been talking about it. They don't have fire brigade in the market. Then okay, now look at that. Remember when Yanya
in the big market?
Yes,
like
big market.
Fire.
There are so many markets, they are big. You don't have to be this modern kind of market of a thing. When Yanya market they burn, fire brigade they available. But guess what? Fire brigade don't know where you go enter. That was why the whole thing that's there. It's in a pity and I've been awaiting. Sorry. I cried.
Thank you very much. On Facebook, I see Jafaru Husseini. He says, Happy New Year. Zubak Perez son. God bless you also. Olujimi Adeni. Councillor Odeni, thank you very much. Greetings from Ibadan. He traveled out for Christmas. We can actually say travel out now.
Yes,
you know,
I will still travel to my travel out of this place.
Michael Eze, we also see you on Facebook and your comments. So we looked at two stories. We looked at the water transportation in Nigeria and the accidents we recorded for 2024. We've also looked at what the Defense Headquarters is saying, that Bello Turuji is a walking dead man. So in spite of all the threats coming from that terrorist, is one of those renowned terrorists who still somehow commands attention in the country. We got Shekau 1, Shekau 2, Shekau 3, Shekau 7. We neutralized all of them. So Bello Turuje is not a difficult one to get rid of eventually at the end of the day. We looked at security also in the country and the fact that the military has recorded some success, even though we still have some concerns around.
Success or no success, I think they're telling us the story we want to hear.
I don't understand.
What I mean by success, yes, they're trying. Yes, it's not everything that the public is supposed to know. Mm-hmm. But another thing there is how come the forces, should I say forces, they're telling us, oh, all is well, but people are still complaining. I know because of the image of Nigeria, they end up telling some people, don't talk about this. You know, it happens. Maybe there is a crisis in any village or any town. They end up telling the people not to talk about it, not to bring down or paint one bad image about a particular country for people that come in to invest. So people still they complain. People they fear to travel. You know, see what happened for an airline? People they rush like saying, "I'm where did they enter?"
I saw that. Yeah.
So people are scared of traveling. People are scared of going to the farm. A woman told me about somewhere in Kaduna that you cannot plant corn. Corn. This corn with me they rush for road now. I asked the woman why. He said, now there they hide though. You know, corns are very tall. You know how they plant it. He said that they hide. So there are particular kind of fruits they can't plant. Because of that is where all these guys, they hide. That is one. Number two. Now, if they want to go to farm, they pay most of these military guys to escort them.
Yeah, I know that.
So you see the cost of so many things. Then we never talk about in bush, you know. More they talk about every junction. See the settle where they settle them. Now, some of these village people now, don't they work hand in hand with some of these military guys where we say you collect, you settle this and that. So imagine, I told you before now that a man who owns a trailer, that's, you know, people, they carry goods from one state to another state. Just to carry the goods, so before he go reach a final destination, this guy don't spend more than 3.something million.
Whoa.
So imagine bringing the thing now inside Abuja.
Spend on what? Sorting guys by the road or what?
Yes, so sorting. No.
Is he carrying anything illegal?
No. You know, some of them have time to search. Even when they search, they don't see anything. They will still say, "Oh God, please do show love to the guys." And if you begin to talk, "Oh God, wait now, blah blah blah," you know, because of uniform. Of course, they use uniform to intimidate people, and not only that, you say if they can bush you day, anything can happen. So they just settle them. Then talk of when you can enter Abuja, the Agbero people are still there. You enter the main shop rent, tax this. Go to some people's shop and see different kind of list on the wall of their shop. If you ask them, say, what did you, madam, I don't know. I'ma go talk this one go talk. Tomorrow, if you tell us, I don't pay, they say, who you pay to? Those ones, now their own, our own will come collect. So that is why the cost of food and every other thing.
It's high.
Oh, man, see.
All those hidden charges that come in between.
It's sad.
Indeed it is. And talking about costs, I hope this one doesn't even make you sadder.
No, they make me sad.
But no, it shouldn't make you sad because we've gotten, the relevant authorities say, have no fear, we're not planning to increase or allow for the increase of telecom tariff at this point in time. However, telecom operators have demanded an urgent review of service tariff to reflect the economic realities of delivering telecom services for industry sustainability. Without this, they say quality service is quality service and its availability could not be guaranteed, and the economy will suffer for it. That's the chairman of the Association of Licensed Telecommunication Operators of Nigeria, ALTON, Engineer Gbenga Adebayo. He made a call on behalf of all operating companies at the end of the year event of the industry stakeholder in Lagos State on Sunday. In a statement he put out on Monday, and said the sector was under siege and tariff must be reviewed urgently to avoid the collapse of the sector. So that's what he's saying. And even though assurances are coming from the government that, see, no such thing is going to happen, because the speculation started, early this month that they were going to increase telecom tariff for calls and messages and the likes of it by next year. But they say, Nigerians, don't worry, it's not going to happen. Operators are saying, if you want available service, you want efficient service, you must increase it. So this is a difficult rock and a hard place for us. Are we ready to part with more money for efficiency and effectiveness from this area because of the legitimate complaint they've put on the table? Or how we go do them in 2025? Because I personally, I'm not ready to pay a nickel above what I am for anything.
Kimi, Kuma no say once Nigeria don't talk say they go do tariff this. Then when Nigeria start, they said I lie yo, na rumor. Like say something must happen. Something is happening behind it. Those hidden charges.
Yeah.
Kim, okay, look at this telecom. Do you know how many graduates? I'm not even talking about graduates. I'm talking about people that did not smell the four walls of primary school, secondary school, university, but in the field. Do you know what these guys have learned? That's why I keep saying it, that Nigerian people are very intelligent people. They are so intelligent that the internet is there for them to learn anything. But guess what? Because of that same greed, I won't chop alone. You know, gonna allow people work. Kim, Nigeria suppose don't come up for underdeveloped country. Do you know how we reason? If a Nigerian person goes to any, do you know that Nigerians are the best dressed?
Best dressed by what standard?
Yeah, so see, Kim, you get countries where you go.
By what standard?
No, we didn't dress.
We're very flamboyant people.
Yes,
we're loud even in our dressing and all of that. But by which standard now?
No, Kim, they tell you with the dress.
Okay. Even
not only that dress, Kim, do you know that people that have not traveled out of Nigeria, if you see the way that they talk, the polished things they say, that's
this same Nigeria.
I'm telling you, I don't meet them.
I should go out more often then.
No, go out there 50. No bother. We know how they maneuver, you understand?
Don't try. I never hit the street enough.
No,
to know
don't try, please. So Kim, what are they trying to talk now? Be saying Nigerians are now aware. I'm not saying all, but if someone they talk about the percentage, Nigerians are now more aware of certain things. The internet is helping matters. People that there was a time that people don't really, people travel like that, but now people can now travel and come back in a week. We are just there. But the thing with it, they say, just be like people that are intelligent, people that are smart. Some of them are now confused. Some of them don't know what to do. Some of them are trying to run away. Then the ones that cannot run away or don't know anything to do, if you can't beat them, they have joined them. All these telecom, Kim, do you know what we are talking about? See our ATM online still, we are still having problem. You withdraw money, you go back. The bank cannot help you. You go to the ATM machine, look at POS everywhere. What will be POS? You cannot go to the bank now to withdraw 50,000 or 20,000. No. They will tell you go outside. Go outside. Who owns those? Okay, yes, it created job, Abi, no problem. But what will be POS?
Well, it's creating another problem because the other day I stopped by and I wanted to use the POS to get, I think I wanted 20,000. I told me I had to pay 1,000 as charge. I say 1 whole 1,000 naira of my money to collect my money.
They're using money to buy money.
No, now.
That's what they're doing now.
We're creating another problem that I'm not comfortable with, honestly. I understand, yes, I need to pay for that service because even the banks, they collect charges, 25 naira and all of those charges they get off of me. Is it 25 or 50? Because right now I'm not even sure of how much. It's just you just see several debits. Over what?
So because of all these things that are happening now, so it's like whoever is in charge who does not know how to go about it, or he knows how to go about it, but some people are making it difficult for him. So the only way he can solve the problem is, okay, more tax these people. That's what they're doing. Kim, do you know this country get money? Nigeria is too rich to be poor.
See, as you stressed it.
No, I did stress
too rich to be poor, yet World Bank is giving us loan. Saudi Arabia is coming to do investment.
That is it. Not be Abuja with the CMT houses.
Are you talking about the money or the resources that we have, the potential of wealth?
Number one, see, the resources we have in Nigeria. Kim, check out Every state in Nigeria, go and check out the number of resources they have. Now, some particular set of people are just, now them, they eat them. If you there for the gang.
You know them, do you have their list?
I go tell no, they made a slap me.
All right.
Made a slap me. But I'm still saying, Nigeria is
Willie,
too
this show
too
is
rich.
called this show is called Hard Facts.
No, it's hurting me, oh.
You need to be stating the hard facts here.
Not everything they talk. After all the people they tell me
Because you seem like you know a lot.
No, Kim, see, I think maybe because I'm always, there are places I find myself, you understand? When people complain, I go just stay there like their level, you know? I just hear them complain. And the way they complain, you know that this is not hearsay. You know that these are the challenges these people are really facing. Like the issue of the family owned that I told you now.
Yeah.
Then this telecommunication that we're talking about, Kim, we don't pass that level now. Why which tariff again? Waiting, see NEPA. People, children, remember that time they primary school, children go carry battery. Primary school, where they learn, they will carry old battery. You know the head of the battery, this normal battery they put for torchlight. They will carry small wire, connect them, bring that ice cream stick. Get the way they will take connector, the thing go they roll. Small picky 9 drum, how much man, adult? Of you know heard of the ones that children use, is it their wee to do generator, whatever. Another person use water. These are grown-ups now. They don't we own a primary school. Is it primary school or secondary school? So if these people can do this kind of a thing, even the so-called phone, go for some, man, no mention.
All right. Let's go on the break.
Go break.
Vivan is already seated.
It's hurting me.
Big Corey says, welcome our own Igbelicious, cute Willy of Africa. You're loved. Thank you, Kim, for the good job. Uchenna says, Kim, no be liar, beg. That means what she's saying is true. Not true, Willy. Good afternoon. Wow, amazing and enjoying the conversation watching from Nasarawa State. That's good to know. Let's join Bivan for the update quickly.
This is Hard Facts.
Hard Facts.
Hard Facts.
On 95.1 Nigeria